From men open physique's mass monsters to bikini and wellness's curviness, this is every bodybuilding division explained. Open bodybuilding. This is the big one, the division most people picture when they hear the word Olympia. Competitors are judged on muscularity, symmetry, and conditioning, which means extremely low body fat and visible muscle separation. There is no weight cap here, so athletes push their bodies to the absolute limit in terms of size. Think of legends like Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney, and Phil Heath. The winner of this division is simply called Mr. Olympia, and it remains the most prestigious title in the entire sport. To even qualify, these athletes often spend years building every muscle group to near perfection, and the final look on stage is the result of brutal dieting and peak week fluid manipulation. The posing routine itself is an art form, with competitors having just 90 seconds to display their best poses and convince the judges they have the complete package. 212 Bodybuilding. This division was created specifically for competitors who weigh 212 pounds or less. It gives shorter bodybuilders a chance to shine without having to stand next to giants who might weigh 300 pounds. The name itself comes from the weight limit, and many fans consider this division the perfect balance of extreme muscle without the sometimes blurry midsection of the open class. Historically, the 212 class emerged from the former 202-pound division, and it has produced champions like Flex Lewis, who dominated for years before moving to open. These athletes often have proportions that look almost cartoonishly wide and thick, because carrying that much muscle on a smaller frame creates a very dense, powerful appearance. Classic Physique. This division focuses on the classic era of bodybuilding. Think Arnold Schwarzenegger and Frank Zane. The judges look for an X-frame, which means broad shoulders, a narrow waist, and balanced proportions. There is also a weight cap based on height, so taller athletes can carry more muscle, but not excessively so. Classic Physique has grown incredibly popular because it rewards aesthetics over sheer mass. The division also requires a specific posing routine set to music, which adds a layer of artistry you do not see in open bodybuilding. Many fans argue that Classic Physique is the most beautiful division to watch because the athletes still look like human beings rather than walking anatomy charts. Men's Physique. This division is all about a lean, beach-ready look rather than pure muscle size. Competitors wear board shorts and are judged on their upper body shape, including the shoulders, chest, and abs, along with overall stage presence. Leg development is not judged, which is why you will rarely see these athletes perform leg poses. The look is similar to what you might see on a fitness magazine cover, toned and athletic but not extreme. Many athletes transition into men's physique from other sports because it requires less extreme dieting and heavy lifting. At the Olympia level, competitors also walk a specific T-walk pattern and are expected to have a confident, smooth stage presence without any mandatory poses. The winner often has a perfect V-taper and a set of abs that look carved from stone, yet still natural enough to be attainable in the eyes of the average gym-goer. Wheelchair Bodybuilding. This division was officially added to the Olympia weekend in 2021. Athletes compete while seated in their wheelchairs, and judges focus on the upper body, shoulders, arms, chest, and back. Posing is adapted to highlight muscle control and development from a seated position. The division has brought a whole new level of inspiration to the sport, proving that dedication to training has no physical limitation. Harold Kelly won the very first official Wheelchair Olympia title. These athletes often use custom-designed wheelchairs that allow better angles for posing, and their conditioning in the upper body can rival that of standing bodybuilders. The crowd reaction at Wheelchair Olympia events is always electric, because everyone understands the extra effort required to build that level of muscle without the use of heavy free weights in a standing position. Ms. Olympia. Women's bodybuilding had its own golden era starting in the 1980s, and Ms. Olympia was the top prize. The division disappeared for several years before being brought back in 2020. Competitors display extreme muscle mass, deep conditioning, and very low body fat, similar to open male bodybuilding. This is the most muscular women's division on stage, and athletes train with the same intensity as their male counterparts. Lenda Murray and Iris Kyle are legendary names here, with Iris Kyle holding the record for most Miss Olympia wins at 10. These women often face criticism from outside the sport, but inside the bodybuilding community, they are respected as some of the hardest training athletes on the planet. Women's Physique. This division sits right between Ms. Olympia and figure. Competitors have significant muscle, but not the extreme mass of a full bodybuilder. They still perform a posing routine that includes muscle control moves like quarter turns and mandatory poses such as the front double bicep. The ideal look is athletic, dense, and well-rounded, with visible muscle separation but also some body fat left for a healthier appearance. Many women move from figure into women's physique once they decide to add more size and hardness to their frame. The judging also places a strong emphasis on symmetry and proportion, meaning no single muscle group should overpower the others. A women's physique athlete should look like she could step onto an athletic field and perform, not just strike poses under bright lights. Figure Olympia. Figure judging focuses on muscular shape, symmetry, and presentation, but without the hard, striated look of physique or bodybuilding. Competitors wear heels and a two-piece suit, and they perform quarter turns rather than individual posing. The ideal figure athlete has developed shoulders, back, and glutes, along with a tiny waist, but she should still look feminine and fit rather than intimidating. This division became extremely popular in the 2000s because it offered a middle ground between pure fitness and full bodybuilding. The stage walk and overall poise matter almost as much as the muscle, and athletes spend hours practicing their turns to look effortless. Figure competitors also tend to have longer careers than bodybuilders because the look is less extreme and therefore more sustainable as they age. Fitness Olympia. This division combines a physique round with a 2-minute choreographed routine that includes strength, flexibility, and dance elements. Competitors perform moves like push-ups, splits, leaps, and even held handstands. The physique round judges muscular shape and conditioning. The routine round is what sets fitness apart entirely. Athletes train not just with weights, but also with gymnastics coaches and choreographers. Oksana Grishina is one of the most decorated names here, known for her incredible athletic performances. The routine must be high energy and entertaining, so a good fitness competitor is equal parts bodybuilder and performer. Injuries are common in this division because the gymnastics moves are demanding, but the athletes keep coming back because the thrill of a perfect routine is unlike anything else in the sport. Wellness Olympia. This is one of the newer divisions, created to celebrate a lower body-dominant physique. Judges look for developed glutes, hamstrings, and quads, while the upper body stays smaller and more streamlined. The typical wellness athlete has an hourglass shape from behind, with very full legs but a softer, less muscular upper body. Competitors wear a specific style of heel and a two-piece suit that highlights their hip-to-waist ratio. The division originated in Brazil and quickly spread worldwide because it rewarded a look that many women naturally prefer to build. Unlike bikini, wellness requires noticeable muscle mass in the legs, and unlike figure, it does not demand a heavily developed back or shoulders. The wellness posing round also includes specific turns that emphasize the glutes and hamstrings, so athletes practice those movements endlessly to show off their best angle. Bikini Olympia. This is the most commercially successful division in modern Olympia history. Competitors are judged on overall shape, skin tone, poise, and a lean but not overly muscular physique. You will see visible abs, rounded glutes, and toned shoulders, but no deep muscle separation or vascularity. The look is often described as fit, confident, and glamorous, similar to a high-end fitness model. Bikini athletes wear heels and a two-piece suit, and they walk a specific T-shaped stage pattern. The division brought a huge new audience to bodybuilding because it felt more accessible and less extreme than other categories. Winning a Bikini Olympia requires not just a great body, but also flawless stage presence, a polished tan, and the right hairstyle and makeup to complete the package. The prize money and sponsorships in bikini have grown so large that it is now one of the most competitive divisions, with athletes flying in coaches and posing specialists from around the world.